I just woke up. I was gonna say how you're doing because of how I'm doing. I just woke up.
What time do you go to sleep?
6:30. Woohoo!
AM.
Yeah,
It's,
man. Oh, I wish it was 6:30 p.m. That'd be pretty
yeah.
cool.
You'd be like a grandpa at that point.
Oh fuck, my grandmother does do that, and my mother. I don't know what happens at that age where all of a sudden 6:30 is
My parents stay up kind of late.
the wave. Huh?
My parents stay up kind of late.
That sounds cool. They sound cool. That might be
Yeah,
the
like,
parameter of.
they watch like movies and stuff, but like sometimes if the game is going on late,
I
they
know
want to stay up
nothing
to
about
watch
your
it.
parents. Well, no, I know very little. I don't know nothing, but I know very little.
Mm.
We and Tyler talked
Standing
about that. We
about my
talked about
parents.
we talked about like we don't really know much about Jared if you really think about it.
Not really.
Yeah, we and him talked about it for like 3 minutes. It was kind of fun. Because
Interesting.
like you're not like where I'm like an open. I'll tell anyone anything.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like like Redmond like is not that at all. And then
No,
you're like some like I think you're actually lean closer to that side of things where it's like you
I'm
know
more clandestine with it.
yeah, but you don't like but that's actually it's actually an education and how to be a good social person because usually you're very good at asking what other people are up to.
Mm.
Versus
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, I'm doing so good, like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm doing great, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, which
Mm-hmm.
can be frustrating.
Well, that is, yeah, I guess I could see that, I suppose. But you guys don't know anything? What?
Well,
Not anything.
again, we
No,
said
no, no, I'm
very
just
little.
joking. Very little, very little.
Very
Okay.
like again, you're not someone who like yeah, I'm going through a tough time with the thing, and oh, it's so fucking annoying, and uh which is, it's just what it is. I just,
Well, I try not to. I try not to
yeah.
complain. That's my thing.
No, I
Try
mean,
not to
that's
complain.
actually because complaining usually is seen as usually a negative trait, which I mean, it is in a way. It's like that, like, hey, person, oh, I'm going through such a tough time. Actually, I'm going through that. Which I might tell you off air because it involves
Oh
a
man,
person.
somebody that tries to
Not
like one
that
up you.
person, not
That's
those
that
people.
might be worse. Is that worse?
That's way worse. But this is just someone in one of my
Mm.
classes who's just. Oh, that's actually weirdly relevant. Yeah, it's actually wow. It's actually kind of fascinating how could I tell Noah about this person?
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah,
cause
I don't know.
huh?
No, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'd come across people that would just be like that. They'd just be like,
it's fucking
oh, like,
drag.
yeah, no, or it's not even just like it's not. It is a drag, yeah, yeah. But it's like also like I'm not even trying to get any kind of like reaction or something. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing this and it really sucks and blah blah blah. And they're like, oh, I think in trying to relate to you, they also like one up you and it's just like,
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Um, I'm pulling up the material we're working with now. Oh, uh-oh. That Wi-Fi shitty's back. Uh-oh. There we go. I hear
I might think
movement.
of anybody.
Has your Wi-Fi returned to being shitty? There we go. You're back.
I don't think so. I have all. Okay, I have all
Uh-oh.
man. All the.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Technical difficulties live on air. I hope I don't have to start this fucking again. Uh, what's it called?
hmm.
No, there you are. Yeah, it's they try to one up you.
Okay, because you're flashing like red to yellow.
Ooh.
Oh, dude.
What's going on here?
No, no, no. Huh?
Uh-oh. I actually probably just edit this out. We beep boop.
Can you
Testing.
hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Testing, testing, testing.
Do.
Testing, test. All right, there we go. What was I saying? Greg, you know. Oh, you're doing a shoot. I'm doing a shoot this
What
weekend
up?
too. Huh?
Really? Oh
Yeah.
no, yeah, yeah, kind of like
Oh,
that.
it's so exciting.
Or even with like negative things, or it's negative, or it's just like, oh, for example, like you're like, oh, like my cat just died. I'm like, oh my god, like my cat, like my cat died. Like I remember when my cat died, and I was like, it's like, oh shit, word.
But that's fun. It's
I don't know.
hard.
Maybe I'm just being a little nitpicky,
No,
but
no, no.
and that's not a great example. But
No, but when
uh,
grief happens, it's actually I think it is really hard to not make it about yourself. Which is its own probably very fascinating conversation. Uh that's also probably like 5 minutes. Uh but yeah, how you doing, dude? What are you eating?
not bad.
Was that chips?
Um,
Are you kidding? What are you, 5? What are you, or 13?
just because I haven't eaten.
At 11:26, you're eating
Oh yeah,
Doritos.
Cool Ranch. I tried to find chips at another brand.
Right.
Yeah, man. I'm the type of person that eats anything at like any time, really.
No,
The concept of breakfast
that's
means
becoming more
nothing to me.
common. And I shouldn't talk because my breakfast is gonna be apple pastries, which is like I've been thinking about that the past like I guess years.
It's gonna
Why?
be what?
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
My breakfast is gonna be an apple pastry.
Mm.
So it's
Okay,
like
like toaster strudel.
no, that's like a yeah, it's actually that's a dessert for me because it's so fucking sweet. This is just
Yeah, I feel that. And
this
then you
is
got
the
the
Entenmann's.
syrup on top.
Yeah, fuck that. This is the
Entenmann's.
Entenmann's
Mm-hmm.
apple pastries.
Mm-hmm.
Which again is like, well, why is that
Okay.
fucking breakfast? That's just as
Mm.
unhealthy as those
Also,
fucking Doritos.
I suppose it's so, but like this is just the one. I guess this is just what I got. I was like, I'm a little peckish. I'm gonna have Doritos. But like, if I had like a burrito, like sitting in the fridge, like I'd eat that. If I had like a ramen from like a place that I took out, not like if I got it from like I guess yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if I can make peanut noodles or whatever, or if I got like literally just like dinner from like last night. Sure, I'll eat carbonara like right now for breakfast. But
Carbonara?
aglio olio, yeah,
I
I've done
can't
it
do
before
that.
for sure.
That's a sin.
No,
That's a sin.
that's a sin. What's a sin about that? What's so sinful?
I guess it just feels weird, but again, it's just so baked into me what breakfast foods are and what non-breakfast foods are. It's like
No, I definitely feel that. Like I definitely feel that. But take the leap, man. Because I do like making like French toast. Like I love making that with some syrup.
but again, it's like
You
how is that
know,
breakfast?
um,
That's
or
like
just
dessert.
like
No.
French kind of, but I don't know. Some things. How's a pancake breakfast? How's waffle breakfast? You know, what I mean?
I,
In that same way.
yeah, I just wonder what makes those foods in spite of their sweet.
Yeah, this conversation.
Huh?
No, I know what you mean. I feel similar. I feel similar the way, and this is how you know food doesn't make any sense because it's brunch, right? And I remember taking my parents out for or not me taking my parents, it's Mother's Day, and my grandmother and my mother, and my dad, we all went to a restaurant. It was brunch. I was like quite young. I don't really remember, maybe like 10, 11, and it was a great meal. I had like there was sautéed spinach, salmon, and some like really nicely just like cut potatoes, and they were fried like really nicely, like chopped sort of, middle, kind of like similar to um uh what's the home fries, but like crispier, and there were no peppers and onions mixed in. That was super great. And then for like dessert after that, since it was brunch, I had blueberry pancakes. Phenomenal. A phenomenal lunch. A phenomenal lunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a
So
more
it's just like
normal.
I
That's
get
a,
kind of
what happened?
hmm?
Yeah, I mean, that's a more traditional, I think, way of doing a meal is like, okay, the sweet things at the end.
No, I feel that. I definitely feel that. But then again, yeah,
So
you could do it. And then mimosas, bottomless mimosas. I don't know. They squeeze that in there. Bottomless mimosas are good, or mimosas in general.
yeah, we that's orange juice and alcohol, right?
Champagne
Champagne
or prosecco
or whatever.
or
Well,
whatever.
there you fucking go.
Mhm.
Besides the Doritos, you doing good?
Yeah, I've been playing tennis a lot more. It's nice.
Well, we'll
So
fucking
I've
talk
been like
about
training Una. Yeah,
oh shit,
that's just funny. But yeah,
training.
that's all. Hmm.
Um, I think I might for the viewer, I might if it's still a little glitchy. Like, see,
Yeah. You stopped. You said and then it froze.
yeah. This is a great intro though.
Mm.
What I'm gonna do, I might cut this out, I might not, but I'm gonna start another meeting, but this is gonna be the intro.
Okay, weird.
I'll be right back. All right, right back.
Mhm.
I'll be sending another thing.
No, no.
Uh, let's see if this works. This is the audio, the video quality. Oh,
Hey.
yeah, the video looks better here.
Mm.
Um, so that's how we're doing. I'm fucking
Mhm.
tired. You just had Doritos.
Tasty. Tasty.
You ready? Ready for some? Did you get my message about what genre we're doing today? Because I switched it like 5 times.
Yes, I think. I think
What
we're
are we
doing.
doing
Are we
today?
not doing the You did switch it, right? I thought we were doing the. So we're not doing the thriller anymore.
We'll do that next time because they're all kind of connected technically.
Wow.
If you
I
really, I
suppose I'm
mean,
in for a treat.
oh, you're.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, yeah, it was all right. So I switched it. It was gonna be either thriller, horror, or it sounds so official because no one ever talks like this, but long form crime drama, like,
Okay.
which
Hmm.
is, this is way. I'm glad I switched to the video. This is way better. But
Yeah.
yeah, because I'm sure whenever you have a show you're watching, you say to your friends, "Hey guys, I'm watching a new long form comedy show."
You sound like such a dweeb.
But that's it's a dreamy thing.
Dweeb is a
That's
good insult.
a great long
Bring back
form.
90s insults. Except for like maybe some off-color ones.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, especially 2000s. I mean, no, we're just talking
Yeah.
about that last night, how raunchy that was.
Yeah. Really.
You can just say anything.
Yeah, and
You
this
know,
everybody would just be like, well, it's comedy. It's coming from a good place.
Wild West. Yeah.
Hmm.
But again, it's in discussion.
Hmm.
Serial, yeah, no one says, but it's what it is. Like Breaking Bad. I mean, it's funny too. Uh the show is considered the three greatest TV shows of all time.
Let's hear 'em.
Are Huh?
Let's hear 'em. It's one of them Breaking Bad.
And the other two are The Wire and Sopranos, and they're all crime. They're not
There's
just crime
literally
dramas. They're
mm,
like intentionally very long, uh, basically epics. Basically,
mm,
they're the equivalent to, I've called them, and they've been referred to as the equivalent to like 19th century stuff, like Dickens and
mhm.
Dostoevsky,
Dostoevsky. Yeah.
Tolstoy, but like that just idea of like, because that in itself was new. If you look at the history of literature, like the 19th
Hmm.
century novel, uh, that was new.
Hmm.
Before, it was,
Just like a novel that was kind of like widely consumed.
yes, that was
Uh, Probably the printing press helped. You know what I
Well, yeah,
mean?
for sure. And
Like
what
before that, I guess it just never really. And then they had like about like 100 years to kind of like
I think it was
I'm not
300
sure, 300 years. Okay, so
between
300 years
printing
kind of like
press and
and the 19th century.
yeah, I think that's how it shakes out. I mean, there was books
Oh.
in like there's 18th century literature,
Mm-hmm.
but the 19th century is really where again the novel becomes an art form.
Mm-hmm. In and of itself.
Yeah, because usually it was like, oh, it was
So like
poetry or drama.
poetry. Oh, okay, okay,
That
I
was the
see.
distinction, and that's from the Greek days.
Mm-hmm.
And we, screenwriters, we're trained in drama, the drama
Mm-hmm.
part of it. So novels technically have more in common with, I guess, poetry, like the Odyssey.
Yeah.
But that's a distinction, and yeah, that's what television is seen as, especially even afterwards. It's still seen as like when you binge a show, that is the equivalent of like, yeah, I'm reading a novel.
I
Uh,
suppose so. Just digest it differently. Consume it
yeah,
differently.
yeah, basically. You have chapters or episodes, and
Mm.
they all add up to its own complete story. Whether it's like Rami on Amazon, or I think
Mm.
it's Amazon. It's
Yeah, no, it's on Hulu. Rami's good.
who? Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Rami.
Yeah, I still have to finish it.
Yeah, like a book, right? That's usually I gotta finish that
Yeah,
book.
that's true. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you can take a dog ear it. You know what I mean? I suppose just press the pause button. And there, it's funny because like I have so many. Just like I feel like I have a bunch of books I started and didn't finish. There's a bunch of shows or movies that I started and didn't finish. So
Yeah, I'm bad with that as well.
mhm.
I wonder what underpins that, but
Same with books. Yeah, I mean, I need to finish reading The Stranger by Albert Camus, and it's really good. I don't even know why I stopped, honestly. So maybe I'll do that. Like my
yeah, it's philosophical fiction, right?
philosophical fiction. Yeah, it's quite good.
Uh, what made you pick it up?
Well, I've always heard a few things actually. He's French Algerian, and I've always heard like great things. But he won like the Nobel Peace Prize or Nobel
Uh,
Prize for
I
literature.
was looking at their list of who won a few weeks
Hmm.
ago. It's
Yeah,
wild,
yeah,
like it's probably a really great resource of finding interesting.
interesting. And just I don't know. It's really profound. Just kind of like consumable. I don't know. I keep on saying consumable like an idiot. It sounds so fake, but I mean like just literally just
Well,
like
it's
oh wow,
easier.
this has existed, and this has been. So the Stranger, the Culture came out in like I think the 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been around for a minute, and it's I don't know. I really like the way like he tells the story. You know what I mean? It seems he's just in the type of character like in this in particular instance. And then there's another one. I want to read it in French too. Like I want to read this next book in French. I want to read because he has another one about actually like a disease that goes around called the pest. And so I think I want to read that
Yeah,
as
I
well.
mean
But it's just
that.
like really just like but his characters are well so far his characters are just very like I don't know, just like throughout like the book is split into two halves, and at the end of the first half, the first like when I say act, but the first half is just like whoa, like you didn't because the based on the tone it was kind of like very like I don't want to say slow, but very like kind of like I don't want sort of slice of life,
Yeah, well,
just
that's
like very kind of like it reminded me of the French New Wave in terms of like film. You know what I mean?
well,
In that type of like day by like day, and I really that's the type of like I tend to really
that's
enjoy
most
cinema like that.
fiction, dude. I was
Mhm.
talking to you with this is a flashback to the conversation I was having with you and Tyler, and we got I got pumpkin pie, we got pie. You might have gotten some else, but most uh most literature it reads like you're living someone's life minute by minute, day to day. That's actually whereas genre fiction,
Mhm.
which is what that's the thing that should be mentioned with comparing prestige TV to the novel
Mhm.
is prestige TV or modern serialized television. It's still so broken. It's still very plotty in a way.
Mhm.
19th century stuff just isn't, because usually
Yeah.
it's like you're just in someone's head and they're living life, and I guess that's what The Stranger is.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's kind of how it feels. So it's good, and I'm trying to finish it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with the Nobel Peace Prize thing, is like that's basically uh that's the closest
Oh,
thing.
a
If
more,
I Huh?
huh?
What
I
were
was
you
gonna
gonna say?
say a more reputable Grammys. Would you say
Well,
for like literature?
yeah, it basically is, and it's funny
Yeah,
how I don't know any of these people's fucking names.
yeah, I feel
But
that.
it's like it's just basically it's like, oh, if you want to know, again, if you're one of those people like, uh Marvel ruined everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, it sounds like you should get to reading, pal, because they award this thing once a year.
That's true. That's true. It's interesting. I want to see like within the past like 30 years, like who
I
won.
have it right here,
Huh?
the
Huh?
list.
Wow.
Well, it's fun. I guess we picked the wrong episode to talk about this because
Hmm.
uh we'll do it again soon, but what's it called? So remember I kept talking about at some point we'll do again if you want
Hmm.
uh what the fuck? It was a play about Baldwin. Not Baldwin, that's
I
James
like
Baldwin.
Baldwin. James Baldwin. Oh,
Not
that's
James
cool.
Baldwin. Dinkins.
Jenkins. Oh, okay.
The mayor, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that is subject matter that is intentionally
Mm-hmm.
lofty in its ambitions.
Hmm.
With the climax being uh theoretically like that's the sort of work that wins like the Nobel fucking prize in literature, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like important work, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Same. I'd say James Baldwin too.
No,
He's.
exactly. He might have won.
I think he did.
Baldwin. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
he's
he was
great.
nominated in
Have
71.
you? Have you? Oh, nominated. Okay, so he didn't
And
win.
have I what?
Oh, I was gonna say he had a really good debate that he. I think he either went to Dartmouth or uh, Oxford into his speech, and they're arguing. He was it was basically like there were two arguments, and one was James Baldwin was aside for just like expressing that the plight or the African American experience has gotten better then this was in like the 60s, and then so James Baldwin argued against it, and another dude argued that that point was correct, you know what I mean, or they agreed with it,
So
and then
basically, yeah, keep going.
yeah, but not. And it was in a very. It was in a very. Um, It was in a very scholarly. How would you say that? But it was like it was very done. It was like a very much a debate, like done like at a college. So it wasn't just like a shouting match. But yeah. It was just it's just like I don't know the way he
Buckley.
was able to, and then but yeah, exactly, and he got a standing ovation. So it was just a really
Oh, so
thing.
so
Yeah.
yeah, if you wrote a play about that, or if you wrote a
Mhm.
movie about that, that would be like, oh, this
William
is so
F. Buckley.
important.
They also had two.
Yeah.
Uh, James Baldwin had a dude that not open for him, but he was like it was a smaller. Think of it like a stand-up thing, where it's like that dude was an opener, so he had a smaller allotted set of time, but he made the same kind of points.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really good. It was a legendary debate. That's what they called it.
Yeah, again, and if you did that, that would be uh
Hmm.
again, it would be again the sort of stuff that again is sort of meant to be in the canon and important, quote unquote.
Hmm.
Yeah, some writers who've won. Again, this is so funny how this is all like 2 weeks ago stuff. Because
Hmm.
now, for the purposes of this episode, we're doing, I mean, basically the exact opposite, which is
Hmm.
just pure entertainment to some degree. Well, which we'll talk about later, not. But yeah, no, it's so funny how we're talking about this. Yeah, see,
Hmm.
that's why we do a show, basically. Yeah, I mean, some winners. Uh, See again, they're all not from America, really. Where a lot of
Yeah.
them are. Someone mispronounced some of them, but there's some Chinese writers, there's Canadian writers, there's German writers.
Hmm.
There's a Frenchman, Jean-Marie Gustave Leclisio.
Jean-Marie.
Jean-Marie.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Pretty good. I did pretty good,
That
Jean-Marie.
was pretty okay. Jean-Marie is he used to be his last name was Le Pen, and she's actually his daughter's running now. It's very conservative.
His daughter?
Yeah.
Who's the father? Wait, because I know
Jean-Marie
John.
Le Pen. Jean-Marie Le Pen is the father, and then yeah, Marine Le Pen. She's the one that's running for president of France against Macron.
Yeah, that. So this is a different Jean-Marie. This is
Yeah, definitely one who's probably more open-minded.
yeah, basically. What's it called? Yeah, it's just interesting to read because again, it's like in the face of a lot of this stuff not getting attention, it always feels new. Like, oh, I've never heard of this fucking guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone who has become more interested in trying to do that sort of writing, because I grew up with trying to do. I wanted to be a fucking video game writer.
Mm-hmm.
Or a video. Actually, I did want to writer. Yeah, I guess a video game director, basically, which is a little. That is, I mean, it's what a director in movies does. It's like you're in control of the whole thing from beginning to end. Because a writer, like, because I mean, I don't know now if you're interested in becoming a video game writer, that is a little less control. It's more like a lot of film stuff and TV. It's like we have an idea. Can you come and write it? And it's like, yeah, come and write it. Do you have money? Yeah, I have money. Here's the money. Oh, great. Thanks. I'll write it. Whereas I did want it to be like, you know, the beginning to end sort of thing. But yeah, no, I didn't grow up going to theater really. I didn't read too much after the age of like 13. So the whole like, oh, what if I want to become an important writer? That's a new ambition of mine. Which again, we'll explore in another episode. See, wow, I was waiting to talk about all this stuff then, like why even bother trying to do this? But no, I guess it's a little teaser for what should be coming. Like same thing with the this is even more lofty, but I was actually because I was reading about it last night at 5:30 in the fucking morning. Another article about Osama bin Laden.
Oh, really?
But like writing even just 10 pages or just trying to brainstorm what 10 pages of a play about him would look like. So it's like stuff like that where it's like, again, you're trying to really be provocative and lofty in what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, there's no other word for it and other than just like, because a lot of the times at writing, it's like, oh, I'm just trying to get, you know, I just want to say something, or I want to have fun with this. Whereas, like, if you're gonna sit down and write a play about Osama bin Laden, the goal I don't think is gonna be let's have fun. Let's have fun here, you know.
Yeah, I feel that definitely. Well, not with that attitude.
Huh?
I said not with that attitude.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna. Which we still have to write the sketch, by the way. Which will still, because I still think it's probably where I'm most at home with writing. Just being funny. Being a funny man.
Being funny. Being funny.
Funny man.
Right.
I just want to get this out right away because I had this idea last night and I just want to get it out there.
Sure.
Have you ever argued with someone on the internet?
Argued with someone? Yeah, a few times.
So the idea is, I was thinking, I got a reply on a Facebook comment and I was like, oh, here we go. Just because
not like on Facebook, but like when I like go on Omegle, I just feel like.
Or that.
Yeah.
Same thing. And so I was imagining in an argument, and you go, well, that guy's a dick. And then you put the technology away.
Yeah.
And then that night,
Hmm.
you hear like banging, like boom, boom, boom. The door kicks in.
Hmm.
Hello. Uh,
Oh wow,
and
you
then just
sure
like a week
you pull
later.
up? You've never seen those videos where it's just like there's like they're playing like Call of Duty or something, and then they're just like the dude's like going in, he's killing him. He's like, that's why you suck, man. He's like, yeah, whatever. 42, 42 Linden Street. This you? Yeah, I'm outside. Knocking on the, he's like, yeah, he's like, what do you mean? How do you know that? Yeah, 42. Oh yeah, okay, that's not too. Oh, word. I'm about to pull up right now. And then like 15 minutes later, he calls him again. He's like, yo, I'm here. Like, what were you saying? It's you know, what I mean, stuff like that. It's just like I feel like
No, that's the purple. There's that, and then me and Noah. So I think what Tuesday night I found out this
mhm.
someone. So I know you know what swatting is.
That's the worst thing. That's like horrendous. It's not funny at all. It's outrageous. It's absolute. That's the most
It's
outlandish thing you could.
crazy to do
That's
that.
literally just like you have to be like a sociopath, like 100%, like 100%. That's just like what's or swat somebody's mom. Oh my,
Oh shit!
that's just you know what I mean. Like that's like you're gonna have to see me like outside. Like that's horrible.
Someone died because of that. Someone got shot
Mhm.
5 years ago.
Exactly, and they got arrested and they're in prison. Thank God.
That's it. And it's like so. That's one version of the idea of like, the
Mhm.
internet being that kind of place. But the end of it was just literally the guy kicks down your door and he's like, "So let's talk again." So you think this is because this is what we're really talking about, like.
Mhm.
So you think the Force theme really was Obi-Wan Kenobi's theme, sir?
Oh
But
my
it
God.
fucking acts, and it's like, so you think I'm a dick now, huh? You think I'm a, and he just tries to fucking kill you.
That would be, hey man, that would be nut. That would be a nuts little short.
Dude, I got in an argument on Reddit once, and the guy ended up
Mhm.
using all caps against me, and it was like, again. So
All
now it's like,
caps.
well, what if that guy comes to my door and it's like, you know, uh, just again, just inane opinion.
And doesn't leave.
You think Logan's overrated now, huh? Huh, you
Logan.
piece of shit,
And
and just tries to kill me.
is this
So
what you think about?
yeah, no, unfortunately, it's kind of,
Oh, good.
it's a problem.
Oh,
You
really?
know,
Oh, you
my dad, because I was joking, I was at dinner with my family the other night, and
hmm
I he said he was having an issue with someone at work, and
hmm
and I was like, why don't you just like do that to him, like just boop, like just
Slap him.
I'm doing the hand motion of a slap, but like a
Yeah.
backwards, like a boop.
Yeah. No, I feel.
And he's like, you're very violent, Paul. You know that, you joke
Huh.
about that a lot. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Would
You
you say
know,
you're a violent
Mia
person?
said that once about me to Leo.
Really?
Like
She
when
said
she,
she thinks. Huh?
like, it's like he jokes about a lot of violent stuff.
Yeah.
Like this isn't only we're in playwriting together, the three of us, but like I guess a lot of other people.
hmm
Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah. No, a few. That was a stacked class, or it's just
oh,
stacked because we know everybody. That's all.
it's yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying?
But yeah, it just that happened. She told Leo that, and I was like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of true. But well,
Mm,
speaking of violence,
mm,
we're gonna be running a fucking crime show. What was it? That
yeah.
was like an hour. I think that was actually a 35-minute intro, but
Oh
we're
wow.
just intentional.
hmm
Um, what you said you were watching like Snowfall, right?
I was. I haven't caught up. I'm still in the process.
What other shows do you like in the genre? Snowfall.
In
Before you
that
start,
genre.
before
Uh,
I start sucking the dick of Breaking Bad. Uh,
Let's see. In that like crime sort of.
yeah.
Hmm. I was trying to watch The Wire. Like I'm on the second episode, which is like because I was also here like you were talking about, and I can't. I wish I. had
That
that to pull
of all
from.
three shows, that's
Yeah.
probably the most literary in its ambitions, I'd
Hmm.
say. Like, because even The Sopranos, uh, like David Chase literally mentioned Simpsons being like, yeah, that was sort of the goal, at
Hmm.
least early on. So I would say it's more accessible than The Wire, because The Wire is like, oh, you're just basically it's basically a 60-hour documentary about America.
So in this format is a show.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're doing it. It's
Okay. Okay.
well, we're
Right. That's what.
yeah, it's in that category of
Mm-hmm.
like super serialized, you
Oh,
know, five
Peaky
season.
Blinders. I watched like the first 2 seasons of that. That's a crime drama.
What'd you think about that, Peaky Blinders?
I think it's I think it's good. I still need to finish. See, do you see how many things I say? I still need to finish, but like I think I watched a fair. I think I watched like the first season and a half, maybe. So like when the first season and maybe half of the second season, or maybe the first 2 seasons. I don't know.
Um, what else? Peaky Blinders,
Mm. Dexter. I watched a lot of Dexter.
Dexter's
Yeah,
a good one. That's
Dexter.
it.
It was when I was like that was like one of the first. That was like just when in the early days of like binge watching on
No,
Netflix.
that's the
So
era it was from.
yeah,
Absolutely,
so
Dexter.
I watched it on my iPod like when I was supposed to be going to sleep. Just
Yeah,
like
I
pulled out my
mean,
iPod, bang. Yep.
Lost was actually huge in getting
Hmm.
serialized TV to be a thing.
Heroes.
Hero.
Yeah, I started watching Heroes, but that's not really crime. I watched a
Well,
lot of Law
shit,
and
you know what it
Order.
is. Well, that's it's the these all these shows are the anti-Law and Order and Seinfeld, really.
Mm.
Like,
In what way?
because with Law and Order, you tune to any episode and you can watch it. You don't need to know anything.
Mm.
Whereas this, it's like you can't like. I mean, one show apparently that's really good is The Americans, right?
Hmm.
But you can't just watch.
I want to watch that show.
Well, yeah, it's another. It's from my understanding, of all the shows that are not considered like the greatest ever made, that
Mm.
might be the best one of the bunch. Is The Americans.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, I mean, The Americans, The Leftovers is another one.
Hmm.
There's a few others. I mean, I'm just all right, I'll just name Ray Donovan is a thing.
Hmm.
Justified is a thing. The
Mm.
Shield is a thing. Um, but yeah, The Americans is one of the best of the bunch.
Word.
And the guy I found this out 2 years ago. The
Mm.
guy who wrote it was a CIA agent.
That doesn't surprise me because like, I feel like that's such a. Well, I mean, I guess no. I guess it does because I guess you can get an EP like do enough research, but that's great because that just goes to show that the person like knows what they're talking about. You know.
Yeah.
And then.
David, huh?
Hmm?
Yeah, exactly. They know what they're fucking talking about.
Yeah, it's raw. They're raw for that, man. Mm.
David Simon was a journalist for years
Mm.
in Baltimore, so clearly that's where that comes from.
Hmm.
Um, what else? My mind's just drew a goddamn blank for some reason. But
You were talking
bless
about
you.
Thank you, thank you. You were talking about just like how what's his name? The dude that he wrote for the CIA, or he worked for the CIA and he wrote for the
Well, he
show.
worked for the city with the Americans. Yeah, all these shows. You can't just watch like season 3, episode 4, and just know what the fuck's going on. But Law and Order, you can pick. You watch season
Yeah, that's
1,
true.
season 19.
That's a good point.
Seinfeld, you watch
That's what you're
season
saying.
1.
Yeah.
You don't need to know anything about the show.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
I like show. It's I like both. I think both of them have their value. You know what I mean? Like I like.
well, I
I like.
wish I wish the world knew that, because we've been a lot less serialized shit.
Mm-hmm.
You
Because
know, episodic
it's
stuff.
nice as okay, word. Or it's nice if there's like an overarching thing that connects everything, but like day by each episode, like you can you can pretty much like pop it like
Yeah,
the regular shows like that.
a lot of animated shows are like.
Yeah, yeah.
something I
where it's
appreciate.
like, okay, each episode sort of is on its own, and it's like, yeah, I think, but in terms in live action TV, I think it's dying.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, no, you have to follow an arc. I mean, it's again, I get why it's great, and it is a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like I'm watching actually finally, speaking of Breaking Bad, The X-Files, which is where Vince Gilligan got
Oh,
his
really?
start. Yeah.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he got his start doing The X-Files. And there's influences that we'll talk about as we start writing the show. Yeah, yeah. And it's like after 3 episodes, you get the formula. So they can just anyone can watch it. Like you can't do that with Lost or The Leftovers or Game of Thrones. So it's just like, oh, I kind of miss that.
Word, I feel that.
We might end up writing one, maybe.
Oof, here's hoping.
Well, so here's my it's how do I even describe this fucking show? I have as always, I just take from history and just use it for source material.
I feel that.
Well, yeah, I want to set the city where it's good. I want to set the city in a Texas type city, like one of those South cities.
Mm-hmm. Like a big city or a smaller?
Big
Like
Dallas.
a big, so like Dallas or Houston, Austin.
Okay. That's where the show is set.
The Dallas Fort Worth area is like pretty. Yeah.
That I mean, I do want to. I don't know because Dallas. I guess it's just because I just don't know much about Dallas. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's sort of why it's like, oh, Dallas. What's in Dallas? What's up with Dallas?
Okay, we're gonna have to do some research.
Well, I mean, we're gonna do it. I've done it already. I'll go through it now.
Okay.
What I learned, I guess. And I want the main characters. I picked 3 of them. They're all because again, the thing with Breaking Bad is especially Breaking Bad over The Wire. Well, The Wire has it, but Sopranos, I guess it has it a little bit, but not as much. They have the scope of historical drama, I think. Weirdly enough, like they're epics, you know, like especially Breaking Bad. Like that is as epic as I guess I would call it the big 3 of literary. Well, yeah, I mean there's 4 epics in the literary tradition that are worth mentioning. Gilgamesh, Aeneid, and Iliad and Odyssey. And I do think Walter White's journey, whether I don't think it was conscious, but it does feel like it is of that scale of from nobody chemistry teacher to meth drug
major, yeah.
Rule. He's a kingpin. I mean, that's a ruler.
You know what? And this is super random and maybe a little off topic, but I don't know. You should listen to Griselda. It's like that group, that rap group with Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine and West Side Gun. They're all from Buffalo, and they're really good. And I only bring it up because Benny the Butcher, notably, all of them like used to like sell drugs,
right?
But it's like, they I mean, I don't know, it would be they just laugh about their experiences, and it's like, it's funny how you were just like, oh, that dude that worked for or wrote for the Americans, or wrote the Americans, was actually in the CIA, so he knows. But like hearing the actual music, like, because like they're just like, oh, in some songs they're just like, oh, like a lot of people like pretend or have the image that they like actually trap and like sell drugs, but like we actually did it. I did this shit for like years. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's really,
that's wildly on top.
Production, it's just so compelling, and it's really good. It's really, I don't know. Yeah, you should. I wonder what you'd think of
We might. Oh no, we'll close with that. I guess we'll go through a song.
No, we don't have, if you want to, but
I
there's
want to for sure. Well, because that's the weird thing is like, because the thing,
Mhm.
because crime is it's the biggest genre entertainment there is, basically. Like it's the adult version of Marvel movies. You know.
Yeah.
True.
Yo, this guy, bro. No, I know what you mean. I'm not. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you're saying. It's just like, oh, like, because this is like the most realistic. Like, this guy is like taking on all these odds, and he's just like, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's just that song of like flying or like having a like an amazing like car that can just like
It's
pull up
just
out of
as
nowhere.
escapist,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's because it's technically
Hmm.
it doesn't break the laws of physics. It is
Hmm.
held as more real, and it is more realistic. It's fair. That's a fair observation.
Hmm.
But in terms of what its aim is, yeah, like Walter White is as escapist as Thanos or
Hmm.
Captain America.
Hmm.
The Ozarks is just as escapist as the Batman movie.
Hmm.
Uh, but what's funny is when someone does, because again, you technically can live a life of crime.
Hmm. Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
you kind
And
of
people
can't.
do. People have to like, you know,
So it's
survive
funny
at some point.
when that stuff, because because one of the things with real art is usually it's informed by life experience.
Yeah.
Like that's what separates another crime show from, yeah, no, this was my life, you know.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't fun, it wasn't sexy, this just was my life. And you
Yeah.
know, uh that's when it becomes literary, I guess, where it's like, oh, I'm trying to say something about the world and my life versus like yeah, we're just gonna have a fucking good time here, we're gonna try,
Right.
which is what we're doing here, is we're gonna just try and, I guess, build an experience that gives you a good time.
Hmm.
um yeah, it's in Dallas. My three main character, I'll just describe, I won't even say the names yet, I'll actually describe
Hmm.
their lives. One dude, oh man, probably should even let's see. uh it's a show with three main characters.
Hmm.
Let's see here. One dude, let's go to so one dude, where is it? I just had him. Yeah, here we go. So one guy,
Mm.
he was
One guy.
born, one dude.
Hmm.
He was born a prince
Hmm.
and was the son of the king.
Hmm.
His father was a hostage to guarantee an armistice between two nations. Uh, his father fell in love with a concubine of a rich merchant.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, let's see what else. And the father-in-law helps this dude's father become the king.
Hmm.
And let's see here. He his dad dies young, so this father-in-law runs the kingdom for a little bit, and it ends up with this dude banishing his father-in-law, basically, I guess his almost pseudo grandfather,
Hmm.
and he becomes the king.
Okay. Word.
This is one character.
He becomes.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean that's just what happened in this human, which I'll
Hmm.
spoil later.
Hmm.
um uh I just thought that was just interesting as fuck, you know.
No, no, I agree. I agree.
Another man is where is
Hmm.
it? Where is this guy? He was born he is the son of, I guess, not a king, but a feudal lord, right?
Mm.
So technically, this would be.
Where'd you say this was taking place?
Well, this is all Dallas. This is all
Oh, right. Sorry, I
a
think of feudal
fictional. We're gonna
lord.
build the city. We're gonna
Right.
because
Dallas
I
circa
do.
what year then?
Oh, like modern day, totally.
Okay, so you say feudal lord. So
That
how
would
does
just
that
be a
translate?
politician, you know.
Okay. Or and are you trying to install this sort of like Dallas if it was like like kind of like a monarchy? I don't know if I don't
Well,
know if
because the idea is, because again, a lot of these crime shows, I guess, if you really like analyze them, they run on the idea that the monarchies never really ran away. Like the power
Yeah.
structures where there are power players, and then there's
Mhm.
everyone else.
Mhm.
Like that's kind of what these shows run on. You know, like Tony Soprano's a king. Walter White's a king. Um, Stringer Bell of The Wire is he becomes a king basically. He's actually a great example of a regent or a consigliere becoming the king, basically. That's a mafia term, but basically, I think a vice, a vizier, I think is the term. I mean, it's funny. It's actually in modern politics that's called a prime minister, and the president is the head of state, basically, and the person. That's sort of the breakdown of power, but they're all about power, basically. It's just the stakes are a lot higher, but not. I mean, not the stakes. It's not even higher. They're clearer, if that makes sense. Like, because politics is still life and death, but in crime, it's just a lot more immediate and clear. Like, I mean, that is kind of actually the famous line from The Godfather. Is like, my
Which one?
father is just
You
like
come
any
to
other
me, you
powerful
come
man.
to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
Well, because he's a king, and you're going to the king to ask a favor.
Oof. And that's a
So
heavy price normally.
what?
I said it comes with a heavy price normally.
Right, exactly. Now you have to do something for the king, basically. So again, that's just how that's the conceit of a lot of these shows is like, again, the monarchy
I will.
went away.
I watched the Batman with Una last night.
How was that?
That's great. I mean, I really like the movie. Una, I feel like I don't want to say like superheroes aren't like your cup of tea, superhero movies, but like she's definitely like it took some convince. I don't want to say it took some convincing because she was like definitely not. It was pretty like I feel like she thought it like was like really long, but she said she liked it. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's I mean that's its own thing. Like it's very guy centric, these movies.
Exactly. And I've really felt that while watching it, but at the same time, who's to say that anybody can enjoy it? I mean, it does
No,
harp
but
on
of
that kind of.
course not.
No. But it does fall into some like. I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I mean, these
But
were
like,
basically, they are geared towards little boys.
yeah, no, for sure.
That's its own. But she like so. Carmine Falcone. It's Carmine because in Batman Begins it's Carmine Falcone.
Yeah.
But in this one it's Carmine Falcone.
Yeah.
Which is funny. Well, speaking of The Godfather, it's Michael Corleone and Michael Corleone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little nod.
Maybe I know he was in that show Gotham. Another crime. Well, that's actually funny.
Yeah, actually, I watched that a little too. Yeah.
How much of it did you watch?
I don't even remember. I can't remember the show. Like probably like the first season. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched. I actually, what did you think of it?
It's good. I liked it. I thought it was alright actually.
Well, because it was trying to run on. That was like, this is right after Breaking Bad, True Detective. It was like the peak of what peak TV was. I do think we've sort of come to an end of that period, but
yeah. Entering a new one.
I think we are. I don't know
but
what.
also maybe not. Yeah, I have no idea either. But it's just funny because you see like streaming, like we're almost like reverting back to cable in the way that streaming service or cable like networks are like streaming services now or whatever. Yeah,
It is. It's
like
just. It's like what?
no, yeah. What were you gonna say?
Well, this would. It's funny because the show we're writing would basically be a cable show. No, well, it would have been a cable show 10 years ago. Now it would probably go to streaming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this exciting new crime and drama in whereverville.
Yes.
This is the second main character is yeah, so he's I guess to use the military term, a lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
One of the lower level guys, but high, still high.
Mm-hmm.
And he married the daughter of another lord.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, where is it? Going to where is it? Trying to oh yeah, he had another name. That's why I was like confused. Yeah, in the year this dude was born, the clan he was a part of was split. In the year whatever, this his father's uncle defected to a different clan,
Mm-hmm.
and this clan attacked his father.
Yeah.
I guess the family was under attack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to read it without giving away any names.
Yeah.
So eventually, this meant the family turns to another samurai lord. See, that gives it a samurai lord.
Samurai, bang. Okay.
It's like because
A
it's like once,
daimyo or not
huh?
daimyo or like a what do you mean? Like a
Daimyo,
daimyo
yes, no
or a shogun?
daimyo.
Yeah. Okay. Weird.
This is well, I'll tell you the name later, but
In Dallas. Wait.
but it's like because that's why I want to avoid the names. Because once they say the names, it's like
Yeah.
it's that. It's like wait.
Oh, okay. So
story.
it's not. So it's not really. Did I miss that? I'm for some reason. Okay. Okay. You were trying to.
It's just yeah, we're just transplanting.
Okay.
Well,
Oh. Okay. I see.
so that would be like a gangster. My dad sent me to a gangster, basically,
Okay.
or a politician.
Mm-hmm.
But the conflicts are basically the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
That's sort of the idea. But
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, how is it? How do you say it? Daimyo?
Daimyo. Yeah. I think I could be pronouncing it incorrectly.
Isn't that not the same thing as just a fucking gangster? Or if you wanted him to be a legit businessman or politician?
Perhaps. So I feel like
Yeah.
a daimyo. So
It's more
yeah, I
literal,
suppose
but
so. Yeah. I think it's a because I feel like didn't they operate under somebody? Didn't they
yes.
operate under
And that's the
like a
idea.
shogun? So they're just kind of like swords for hire, sort of.
Well, it's a
Almost.
samurai, but they did rule. They had their own little.
They had their own like. Oh right. I see what you're saying. But do you think? I guess so. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just power and how it works, basically. This person's been giving something to lord over, but he himself or she herself is lorded over.
Okay. Weird.
That's sort of the dynamic.
I love this. I played this a little while ago, a few months ago. I was playing Ghosts of Tsushima. It's a really good game. It's about
I mean,
a Mongol invasion. I feel like I feel like we may have talked about that before.
Briefly, but I'm glad it's still relevant because that came out 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's great. It really is a great game. I mean, I wanted to make a second one, but also like at the same time, like they don't need to do that.
There's a second one already?
No, I want them to make a second one, but like at the same time, maybe not. Just because like the first one was great, so like you don't want to.
Well, I'm sure I'm sure they're literally working on it right now. That way.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's another one that's actually really cool just because it shows again the potential for base. I mean, Assassin's Creed did it, but just basing action adventure shit in real history,
Yeah.
basically. Versus it being like this, just it's set in the modern day and he has a gun. You know, which is what we're doing right now. But
it's kind of funny.
let's see. So when this dude was 6 years old, his dad was murdered by his own underlings, who were bribed by a rival clan. Then his mother died at the same time. Let's see. And then he was fucking kidnapped by the rival. It's stuff like, again, it's like an army under the command of another general laying siege to the castle. These dudes have like 3 different names. What the fuck?
3 different names.
Well, like because it's all right. I'll tell you later. But he changed names.
Okay.
He's referred to as 2 different names. Which is what Augustus is. Like, so there's Augustus.
How mysterious.
Kinda, I guess. And so then this dude made the thing that kept the peace was this dude being kidnapped. Which is funny how that same thing happened to that was a common thing back then, is you basically took a hostage.
Yeah.
You took your son, I took your kid to make sure you did my bidding. So that happened to this guy. And then the third man, the third guy, same thing, was born to a powerful lieutenant. He spent little time with his father, who was off doing badass things.
Right.
This guy wrote, because the thing with the prior 2 guys, they were born into royalty, and this dude wasn't. His dad rose to power.
Yeah.
Let's see. Trying to get to the relevant part. He was educated, this guy. Trying to get to the part that's relevant. Fuck. All right, fuck it. I'll show you because you can see this.
Yeah.
It's constant. Yeah, the characters are Constantine the Great, Qin Shi, the first emperor of China, all emperors basically.
Okay.
And the first shogun of the Tokugawa. And I'm
Okay.
trying to find.
What period is that? When is the first shogun of the Tokugawa?
1603. This is 221. Well, this is 220 BC, and this is 300 AD. I'm trying to find the bit. Okay, so this is a lot of material. I think his dad dies as well. Let's see. Yeah, so his father's boss again held this dude hostage. Let's see. Okay, I think he gets murdered.
He gets murdered.
Yeah. Oh, he becomes sick.
Okay.
But he expresses support for his kid becoming emperor. Yeah, I thought he fucking was murdered like the other 2 guys.
Oh damn.
They had a good let's see. So after a long evening of drinking, a guy gets access to his son. He escaped. See, there you go. That's a fucking moment.
Yeah.
He ran away from the guy holding him hostage, I guess. it's just all this. It's good stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
again, you can do it in a very like we're gonna do it as is because we respect the history.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Word. Okay.
Or to reduce the budget by probably half,
Yeah.
do the same show, probably more than half, by the way.
1.5.
It's just a gangster drama, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same sort of story. Because again, it's a timeless. The reason it works is, I guess, again, they're basically timeless stories of just how people work.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea was, and this is all I really have. Oh, we're about to get to the really hard part. We have to write. Um, basically, the idea is, uh, these are three separate characters that come together to, I guess, work together. I guess,
Word. Okay. Okay.
and that's it. And it's in Dallas.
And it's in Dallas. Okay.
Oh,
Sure. Um,
what do
I'm trying to see. No, I'm just trying to see how. Like, what's the next step?
the next? Well, so here's what again. This is how because you said TV works.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically plotting. It's basically in three stages. Any form of plotting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pilot. It's really it's pilot, it's
Mm.
season, it's series. So series plot line, season plot line, pilot plot line. And this is intertwined. It is now what we're gonna, the rest of the pitch Bible is overall
Mhm.
pitch. The show is.
Yeah.
I think it's tone and world. So setting,
Yeah. So.
Dallas, tone, Breaking Bad, Wire,
Mm-hmm.
Sopranos,
Sopranos. Yeah.
crime shows. Uh, Characters,
Mm-hmm.
and then pilot, season, and series. Like basically, this one's tricky. I think I talked about it in the last episode with Cheek, which we did without you, but it's it's its own.
No. That's another
Uh,
thing.
just referencing the past, because
Mhm.
we talked about it on the episode as well. Is just what a pitch Bible is.
Yeah.
This is sort of the idea is more of it's like what could season 2 and beyond be?
Hmm.
Like where's the show going?
That is true. What's the longevity of it?
That's the that's the final part of the pitch. But I've seen that, like you don't have to include that. But it's
Mhm.
smart to include, I guess, in your pitch. So where is the show going?
Mm-hmm.
This is rather fleshed out. And obviously this is totally fleshed out.
Mm-hmm.
And together, this is, I mean, again, I've talked about it before where a pitch Bible isn't, it might not even really be a thing in Hollywood until you get your show on it, basically greenlit. But a pitch, a vocal pitch, just what you describe to people. This is, this is what a pitch is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
Getting it
it's just
done.
overall pitch, setting, tone, characters, pilot, season, series.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine talking for 30 minutes, but yeah, I mean, look, there's ways to do it, but that's its own thing. Because it sounds like a lot of talking, like 30 minutes, just like. Ever talk for 30 minutes uninterrupted?
No, I try never to do that.
Yeah, man. So
I try to avoid doing that.
there's people who can do it, by the way, but
I know. Oh, I am aware.
Feels like
definitely. Huh?
that's some subtweets right there.
Subtweets?
Yeah, or so that's a sub or sub
Oh yeah, you think I'm subbing somebody? You think I'm substituting somebody
or something.
with somebody in mind? Do you think I have somebody in mind when I say? No, I've just been in three situations where it's like I'm like, oh wow, dang.
Like,
Okay.
can you shut the fuck up, bro?
No, yeah, I don't know, but like, if it's like really going to be a lot, then I find a way to just be like, I'm
You
gonna do
just-
something else now.
So watch this. What if you just like
If you just, yeah, again with the
with the violence?
with the violence. Oh man.
So last before we actually get to writing, here's just some stuff about Dallas.
Yeah.
Settled in 1839 to 1855. Early
1865.
1855.
1855. Okay.
Gets town charter. Fire breaks
Mhm.
out on the square.
Yeah.
Most of the buildings and businesses freaking destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
See, so I had a fear many white residents thought the slaves did it.
Mm-hmm.
Two abolitionists surrounding a town. Reconstruction happens. Civil War happens. Reconstruction happens.
Yes.
Citizens like the Civil War. Industry comes after the war.
Mm-hmm.
Industry. See, this is sort of where I was imagining the show we could replicate. So it's when the railroads and industry comes.
Oh, okay. So like the
Maybe?
sort of like mid to late or the late 1800s to early
Well,
1900s.
I want more than just doing it in the 1800s. I want to modernize it. I want to see what these movements look like now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Whereas there even, well, I guess it could change and modernize it. Like if you, I mean, I know we're doing Houston, but like if you're doing
Dallas.
that. Oh, I'm sorry. I know we're doing Dallas, but if we're I
It's
don't know. There's been
based
a lot of
on Dallas. We're gonna be building the city itself.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. No, but I just think it's interesting because like it's funny because like industry comes and industry leaves. Like you look at Buffalo and you look at Cleveland.
We're
or
replicating
like,
that.
Or Detroit. Yeah.
Perfect. That's actually I was looking at those cities as cities as well for other crime shows, but what Buffalo
too. Yeah. Again, shout out Griselda.
Who's that? Oh,
the dudes are the rappers are from Buffalo.
Yeah.
Point, but it's true. Got New York sound too.
Detroit, Cleveland, Buffalo, Cleveland, Detroit. There's a few. I mean, those are three you just named. I was looking at Indianapolis, Pittsburgh. Chicago feels very obvious, but I guess. But no, because I wanted to look at the cities that like you don't think of.
Yeah.
I was looking at Philadelphia. That seemed interesting. Philly was interesting. I know these towns from sports, so like. Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's funny to think about that. Same.
What else was I looking at? I guess this is it, really. I was looking at Houston, but I felt like that was too big of a city. Oh well, San Jose, San Antonio. I wanted to look into just to learn about it. I guess like, oh, what inspiration could be found here? I think there's one more I'm forgetting. I was like, I mean, even just like Long Island, Rhode Island, Connecticut, just learning about these different places and like, you know.
Long Island, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. Just so you're talking about like
New England a little bit, like scale show. It would.
Oh yeah, okay, that's interesting.
Like a crime show set in the Connecticut town.
Interesting.
That sort of thing.
Which town?
Any, I mean, look if you look at the map, I guess. I mean, I know because that's so Leo lives. Map.
Where?
Map Connecticut. He lives in yeah. There's a town called Farmington. Like really?
Farmington. Oh, you don't think that's original? Not a fan of the town.
No.
No.
No, but he lives. I mean, look, there's look. So I just like looking at the architecture of it. It's like you get this.
I like doing that too.
Yeah, the geography. You know, like look at this. This looks interesting.
Yeah. It's that seems to be situated at the mouth of a river.
Right, you got this. You got New Haven right here where Yale is.
That's
Now
pretty deep.
Leo lives in Norwalk.
Norwalk. Okay, that's not super
Uh,
bad. That's not super far.
you
Kind
can't.
of is far, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, obviously, you got fucking White Plains is where our old stomping grounds. Uh-oh. Did he cut out? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Jerry. Oh, you cut out. I have no picture. Oh no.
I don't know. If I can,
Oh no.
like,
Oh no. You there? Earth to Jared. Earth to Jared. Earth to Jared.
actually.
Just finishing actually hold on. Where was I? So let me just close out the stuff. So we're looking at the history of Dallas.
Yeah.
I do forget what we're talking about. Oh, Connecticut. So let me go to mhm. Let's see. Here's White Plains. Obviously, we used to go there.
Yeah, so bang. Yeah, I've been to Stanford a couple times. I drove my friend Gabe to Stanford because he was staying there for a second. But he lives in Wallingford.
Which Gabe?
Gabe, do you know Gabe Bradley?
Yeah, it's the one I thought.
Yeah.
He lives in Stanford?
Oh, he lives in Wallingford. Or he lived in Wallingford. Or he's from Wallingford.
And what was he doing in Stanford again?
Wallingford. He was. Oh, I'm sorry. He was just staying there. Sorry.
For how long?
I don't know, like a year or so.
There you fucking go. I mean, even like I'd be like just like some random city in Connecticut, like, and that's where a crime drama is set. Or even a town like Portchester, like Greenwich, like it just I don't know, it's just these weird places. Like
Okay.
what's in New Canaan? Probably nothing. Maybe.
Yeah, but you never know. There could be a good story.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm like,
We're
this
on Street View.
hey
Yeah.
Paul, what do you do for fun? Like, what do you
No,
do?
I do some I do like going on Street View and like random places and like seeing the restaurants or like seeing like what it's like, just like
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro, I do mad weed. That's what I do. I do mad weed. It's funny how
oh my
much
god.
I was in if you remember Haifa, which we could talk about another time. But we went to a town where this looks like this.
Yeah.
Like so does
Oh.
like my town looks like this upstate. Like what is it with like brown buildings and like small streets?
Hey man, I guess this is how the suburb was designed. You know what I mean? This has a little bit more of a villagey feel. It seems like it's a little bit more walkable, which is nice. Or at least this area. You know?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it looks. I like the look. It's just even in Connecticut, it looks like this, like the
Yeah.
towns.
That's just that kind of
Like what? Like what? Like right?
northeastern.
It's a northeastern thing.
Yeah.
So really quickly, let's go to um.
To Houston.
Oh,
Or
I was just
Dallas.
on the
To
West
Dallas,
Coast.
my bad.
Totally. Let's just go on the West Coast. Actually,
Uh,
see, yeah, you get lost doing this. Like we could totally not write for another hour and just do this. But we're not going to because we gotta write. Let's College Station. What's that?
Oh, Texas A&M University. That's a huge school.
Oh yeah. See, way more open. O'Reilly auto parts. Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Auto parts.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh, throwback.
shit.
O'Reilly,
That
okay.
was
Are you having a stroke?
weird.
Yeah.
No, I want to see. Okay, let's go here. So, what does this look like?
Mm-hmm.
So, just some houses, I guess.
Yeah.
See a lot less walkable,
looks
I
nice.
guess. More just.
Yeah, a little less walkable. I feel like it's more car dependent.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go back to the main road. We're almost done with this aspect of the show. What is it? All right, let me go. College Station.
Mm-hmm.
God. What the hell?
Hmm.
Okay, that's good. No, it that'll give me a different town. So let's see what this looks like, and then we'll go back to the writing. I mean,
Okay,
technically, it could be a suburb where one of the characters lives. You know,
Mm-hmm. Could be. Continue from
technically
there.
speaking. Yeah, like so. I guess this is. I don't know what this is. Is that the college?
Probably.
Amphitheater. The Association of Former Students Alumni Center. Yeah, I mean, this could be
Mhm.
one of the main characters goes. Let's put it that way. Like that's
Right.
why it's gonna just look around, I guess. But yeah, the only thing I really have
Yeah.
is basically just I want 3 dudes to get together to and decide like, hey yo, we gonna
Yeah.
yo. Maybe I don't know. Because it's weird. Because the thing you could do is also worth mentioning. That like that could be what the pilot build. That could be a okay. Again, it's called a plot point. It's called a
Mhm.
beat. Um, you know, I'm just chewing my fucking lip. That could
Yeah,
be
sure.
something the pilot builds toward.
Mm-hmm.
That could be something that you build towards the middle episode.
Mm-hmm.
That could be the final episode of the season. I mean, you could put it really anywhere. That plot point of these 3 dudes get together to go. We
Mhm.
should band together. Well, it's the same moment that happens in Breaking Bad pilot where
Mhm.
you know what's his face?
Who?
Huh?
Said who?
Where Walt and Jesse get together. Like Walt says,
Oh, okay.
how about we become partners?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's that sort of moment that I kind of
That kind of like that one gif of like Arnold Schwarzenegger and that other guy that like they like give that high five.
yeah,
So,
basically it's like one is again if you have 3 different maybe again if you even want to do that sort of
Mhm.
well yeah that's where we have to make a decision like that's where the decision have to be made where it's like what
Mhm.
what kind of show is it well yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about that. I guess let's talk about it in those terms like what how many characters well no we were just talking about yeah I should have because again it's funny the original plan was I'd have more of a pilot together and then we actually work on it
Mhm.
a little bit but I mean even in a pilot like would you want to follow 1 character 2 characters 3 characters
Maybe like one character, but then they like that one character like maybe it could be a type of thing where like one character it's the first 3 episodes like one character and they all run into each other. You know what I mean? It's so the first 3 episodes
yeah
is like
because
it follows a different character, and then like You know,
Like-
I feel like I'm not explaining this well at all.
No,
but
you explaining it better than I can.
well, I feel like it's just like it could be the type of thing where like the first episode you follow one character and they bump into the other two, and then the second character that it goes over like their interactions, you know, how they
You
met each
play it
other.
again. You
Huh?
think? You played it.
Huh?
So, all right. So meets another in an episode 2. You see this character side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Or maybe it's like, yeah, or more or less, or it's like a type of thing where it's like they all they maybe this is really difficult, but they all meet each other, but like this they I don't know, I guess before they even know really, or like they do, or they just like first introduced like let's just say like one person like works at a convenience store, and then so that first dude goes to the convenience store, and then you know it could be he meets the dude and he like leaves and goes on with his day. And then the second episode, like you follow that one dude that was also at the convenience store, and then you go about him, you know, doing his thing. And then
Okay.
maybe he meets the third guy. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. That's sort of what. Yeah. So basically, I mean, again, that's a very valid. It's a mentionable approach because that is
Mhm.
sort of you have a main character
Mm-hmm.
and meet the other characters through them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one way of doing it. Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul both do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, because Breaking Bad is equally about. Yeah, that's just show that has a few main characters. It's about Walt, but it becomes about Jesse.
Yeah.
I mean, it becomes about Skyler, Hank. The show is really, it's about Hank. These are your 3 main characters.
Right.
Of Breaking Bad. It's Walt, Jesse, Hank.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have, of course, Skyler. You have Gus, ends up
Walt
having his own
Jr.
stuff. Well, I'm talking about characters with their own storylines.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
that's a good example of a character who doesn't really.
Mm-hmm.
Mike becomes a main character in season 5. Let's see what else. I mean,
Never
in
know.
fact, I could look at we could look at actually 2 pilots, the outlines. There's some about actually, yeah, 3 shows. So Peaky Blinders. Oh yeah,
Thank you. Sorry.
and it's okay.
Mhm.
And Ozark. For some reason, Ozark just so comes off as like
Yeah.
a dollar store Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we have Breaking Bad at home.
Yeah, like that's what but I hear people like it.
No, I know. I heard people like it very much.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what I was
Ozark.
saying. Yeah.
Why did I think it was called Ozarks?
I don't know. The thing is, I never see. Have you seen it before?
I've never seen the show before. No.
Me either, but I don't know. And it's interesting to see Jason Bateman's kind of. Normally plays a kind of like straight man, you know.
Yeah. Well, he's a he plays a lot of in comedies. He's always usually the straight man.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Exactly.
funny because Bryan Cranston was the opposite. He was the silly guy.
Yeah, that is true.
Malcolm in
That
the
is, and Malcolm in the Middle. That show is great.
I actually started watching the show when I watched Breaking Bad just because
Just to see the duality of the actor, Bryan Cranston.
yeah, that's why. It was so fun. I was basically just waiting every time for Walt to come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Walter White basically.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got the Americans.
Wait, one second.
Yeah, of course.
What's up?
Hey, Paul.
Oh, hi, Devin. Welcome back to the show. We're live on air right now. Hi, Devin. How you doing? I know
Hey, you're coming through the computer, but I can hear you yelling in his headphones.
Yes.
So Devin,
Now I can hear you through the computer. What's up, man?
how you doing, bro? How you guys
I'm doing all right.
Welcome back to the
I feel
show.
kind of shitty, but I don't think I have COVID. I think I'm just like hungover.
You're definitely hungover. COVID, you would not. Like you. No, I'm not kidding. You would know. Oh, Jared just had it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
and the thing is, when Jared tested the day he tested positive, we like walked home together for like a half hour. So I was like basically like quarantining myself, like thinking I was gonna get it, and then you passed like your point of contagiousness.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it would be weird if I caught it
Yeah,
at this,
I think
at
it
this
would
point.
be-
I would have caught. I
You-
would feel like I would have caught it earlier.
Yeah, I think so.
You would feel it coming on, and then you would be feeling nothing else for a week.
Mm.
That's the thing about COVID. Like once you get it, you really know you got it.
Okay.
It's funny like that.
Mhm.
It feels like a truck basically. 'Cause you know that phrase where it's like, "Oh, it feels like a truck hit me."
Yeah,
It feels like a truck is hitting you
got you.
for a
all,
week.
all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we just did a lot of stuff yesterday, and I also I feel like my muscles like aching, but we played tennis, and I haven't like done like a high intensity exercise like that, and dude, I don't even know how.
Oh, that's
Like when I work out, I just like I said, I just like lift weights or do like the bike. Like I'm not like running back and forth, like jumping up,
Mhm.
spin moves.
So what-
Actually, spin moves are more your thing. I feel like my thing, I get the leg up. Oh
Leg up.
shit!
Oh,
Oh, dude, I almost slapped him.
Mhm. No. no worries, no worries. The lotion is sacred.
Yeah, what are you guys talking about?
We
crime
were just talking
drama.
about just like I think you were just talking about Breaking Bad just now. We were talking
We're
about, like,
basically
crime that
trying
comes
to create one of those crime dramas that
Okay.
TV seems to fucking love.
What's the premise so far?
Why don't you
We're
say it?
trying to we're using different historical figures / emperors as a basis, and it's set in a city that would be based on Dallas.
Hmm.
So not Dallas, but a city
Jason, it's
based
Fort
on
Worth. I'm
Dallas.
telling you, the Dallas-Fort Worth area is really big. You know what I mean?
There's
The
an
two.
emperor who rules with an iron fist.
Well, all right, no, I'll redo the pitch because basically Breaking Bad does all right. If you made a show about like Constantine the Great, right, and it was like 5 seasons, right, and you compare it to Breaking Bad, the way those two stories work, if you boil them down into fundamentals, they're basically work pretty similarly. They're both epics, you know. They're both stories about great power corrupting. Well, there are stories about great power. Breaking Bad goes to Macbeth. It corrupts you totally. Constantine's story is a bit more ambiguous. But no, I think that's sort of, I don't know where else you would look to inspiration, unless again you're big, like you could look at like the organized crime like Al Capone, or what is it, MS-13,
Oh yeah.
You know what I recommend you watch, Paul?
What?
I recently worked on, and Jared actually worked on the show too,
Oh,
Raising
yeah.
Kanan. It's a
Right.
spin-off of the 50
Power.
Cent show Power. I'd never watched the show before I started working on the spin-off. My parents like always talked about it, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll watch it. I actually decided to binge watch it.
Mhm.
It's very interesting. It's almost like reverse Breaking Bad, because it's about a drug kingpin who's like at the top of his game, and he opens a nightclub, and he's trying to use the nightclub to like go straight. But literally
Oh.
everyone around him, his wife, his like best friend, they're all in on the drug game, and they don't want him to leave.
Mhm.
So then he starts when he opens up his club, he sees a woman there, and it turns out it's like his long lost like high school love. So he starts like pursuing her, but she's a fucking fed. She works for the FBI. So then it's like the whole thing where it's like, oh, she starts like investigating like his sort of like operations. They're like trying to lock down this guy, but they don't know it's actually him. So it's like kind of the facade of like, you have the public facing individual who's all smiles and nice, and then it turns out like, oh, he's actually like kind of a psychopath. But really it was so interesting because you see him do these terrible things, but ultimately like he doesn't want to do it, but he's just like completely capable of it. I think it would be an interesting show for you to watch. But I didn't really like in the last season, they basically, the last few episodes don't focus in on him. They focus in on all these different side characters.
We
and they're
were
all, like,
talking
not
about
serious.
that just now, is when to include
Yeah.
side character. Yeah, we're talking literally just now about how to introduce the cast of characters, basically. Do you do it where you meet them separately in the pilot? Do you do it where there's a main character and
I really think it depends on what type of universe and like the tone of the show and like what you're trying to build. I feel like most pilots will introduce the main cast and like some like mainstay like supporting characters, like people that are going to be pretty important to like whatever is happening in the plot like that season or maybe even the next season. But if
talk
you're,
about
like,
that as well. How often does how true to later seasons does season one have to be?
well, shows morph all the time. Showrunners, writers change. And even with Power, I definitely noticed like a dip in quality like towards the end. I was still engaged in the story, but there was like a lot of like ancillary bullshit going on and like twists and turns that made it feel like soap opera-y. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, oh, okay, so like they killed this FBI agent. Oh, this FBI agent's actually a mole. Oh, they killed him. It's like by season, and I think it might have been a thing where it's like I watched like 6 seasons of the show like nonstop. Like I binged it over like a couple of weeks. Like I would just be working and I would just have it on in the background. So I like had it like almost drip fed to me as opposed to like digesting a show like maybe week to week. But then you have the streaming model where it's like they just drop all the episodes at once.
Well, we mentioned how it's more like a novel approach. Is like you release seasons at a time, and that's like chapters of a book basically. Though what's funny is you also literally just mentioned something that also we didn't talk about yet, which is, well, we talked about it. This, like, all right, you have a big story, right? Like The Godfather is a good example. Like, when is a show stronger as a show, and when is it stronger as just not just a movie, but as like a one single work versus it being a bunch of different works you watch together?
You mean like how does an episode stand on its own versus like being regarded as like with the totality of like the season or the series?
Well, more of like how does one decide if a show? Okay, so how does one decide if a show, or if a story, is it better as a show that goes like 5 seasons, or is it better as a 3-hour movie?
Man, it's honestly up to you, and that's kind of what I've been like troubleshooting with like my Spider-Man script for the longest time. Is like it can work as a movie, it also can work as a show, it can work as a trilogy, it can work as a miniseries. A lot of times people develop short films, and then they end up just being like pilots.
Mhm.
And we
Yeah.
were actually talking about this yesterday. It's a totally different strength to be able to like tell like a well-made feature film versus like a short film. Like
Mhm.
sometimes you watch a feature film and you're like, this could have been like a half hour shorter. It could have just been a short film and it would have been great.
Mhm.
Or you watch a short film and you're like, wow, that was really confusing. I feel like they needed more time to explain things. And then in that case, like it might have worked well as a feature. But then it also depends on like the people working on the project and like the director. Like,
Mhm.
what are they more suited towards? Like, well, how do they want to tell the story? And
I'm trying
kind
to
of figure it out. Some things need to get cut. Maybe some things need to get added.
Mhm.
The story kind of changes to fit the medium, perhaps.
For a while, I was a very plot heavy writer, which would not make me attuned to writing short films, but I've been working on that the past year. So, but yeah, like there's like, I mean, again, it's just one idea. Like Vladimir Lenin is an interesting human being. And it's like, okay, is that a 3-hour movie or is that an 8-hour miniseries?
You guys should make a Dracula movie.
Ooh, Dracula.
You guys should try and make, that Dracula movie that came out a few years ago that no one cared about or saw and everyone forgot about?
I think
Dracula Untold. Just
Yeah.
do that, but do it good.
Well, Dracula, so fun fact, that's called Gothic fiction, which is basically the literary ancestor to comic book shit.
Yes.
to comic book film?
Transylvania.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. I'm gonna let you go. I have blisters on my feet and I need to poop.
Okay, have fun.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, damn.
I need to.
Speedy recovery. Get tennis shoes, man.
Oh yeah, I'm about to get so much.
Get all the tennis strip. Sorry.
What happened?
So that was nice. What were you saying?
No, Dracula. That's called Gothic fiction. That is basically the ancestor to a lot of horror, comic book shit. Which is its own discussion. But
Yeah.
Well, Dracula was inspired by Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, no, I did know that actually.
So there you go.
There's thirst for blood.
Premise of the show. I mean, I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not called. I was calling it canon, but I think it's Qin unification.
What?
The Qin unification in China.
Qin unification? Oh yeah.
So if you don't know about that, you're about to learn about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So in what's it called? Where is it? So this is how China became to be a thing.
Mm-hmm. Reuniting all I know is really fractured, and there are a lot of different kingdoms.
And that's the idea of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say that.
Under one. Reunify under one flag. Yeah, I get it. That makes sense.
I don't know how to say that in a 6-year way, where you could tell Devin when he gets back.
Mm-hmm.
But that was basically the idea.
Oh, okay.
Why? All right, let me just Google it. It's basically just a dude sort of unites the kingdom.
Okay, weird.
Unites basically the city under one rule.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the show.
Okay, weird.
But how do I say it like sexy? Like
reunify the kingdom. Does it need to be?
Like sexy.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy.
Penis.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say? Wait, what was the last thing you just said?
Penis.
Oh, you did say that.
First
I wasn't
joke
imagining
of the show.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Didn't miss it.
Never miss an opportunity for a dick joke.
No, of course.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically it's just a story of a guy seeing a lot of, which I guess is topical just because it's our world today.
Yes.
A lot of people not getting along, and through, I guess, brute force, he makes them get along.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Alexander
And,
the Great. Alexander the Great kind of reminds me of that too.
yeah, I mean that's
But
the
he's
real
like, but like not in a. But apparently he was like, I don't know, friendly. Would you even say that when somebody in terms
fugly.
of like conquer? Friendly. Would you even say that in terms of
Well,
world
yeah, no,
conquest?
that's
Not.
he was. Yeah,
He was
he
a
wasn't a
gracious kind of
brute.
conqueror.
He
Yeah.
wasn't a exterminator. Let's put that.
No. I wouldn't say that.
I think he was more ruthless though. Qin Shi Huang, actually.
Oh yeah, I can definitely imagine that.
I think so.
Hmm.
秦始皇，
Xing Shi Huang.
始皇，
Qin Shi.
Xing Shi Huang.
秦始皇，
Well, I'm gonna stop because I don't want to embarrass myself.
Qin. Well, yeah,
Qin.
Emperor. He actually, yeah, you know what the name actually means?
What?
It stands for God, basically.
It's for what?
I read it somewhere. I don't think it's here, but it was another source where basically, actually, hold on, let me Google him as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the main character basically, which is funny because I'm also writing. I was working on a fantasy story or a fantasy epic with him as the main character as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember I read his name meant basically
What?
it meant God, apparently. I forget where though, like how exactly it meant God, but he was a very proud man.
Mm-hmm.
If I could find that source of what where it said you will divine ruler it meant as well.
Yeah. Divine Rule.
Yeah, it was part of it. But I just remember reading somewhere where it meant God, and I was like, oh wow.
Hmm.
Especially because I don't know the Chinese understanding of what God is. I don't know how similar it is to the Christian understanding.
Not entirely sure either. Do you think it's like? Do you think there are multiple gods? Do you think it's like a polytheism type thing? Or is it? I know filial piety was kind of a thing too, like more family over. Like,
yeah,
like
ancestry.
one religion, it's ancestry. Yeah. I guess it depends. I'm actually not too. I know there are different gods in like Japanese mythology.
Right. Yeah, I don't actually.
And like Indian mythology as well, which is south for the south.
Yeah. Trying to think. Well, yeah. I mean, that's just basically. I should probably put that. Again, it's so vague, but you know. And so basically, it's funny. We're basically out of time.
Oh yeah. Okay. We got to. I think we did a good.
You know.
Talked about a bunch.
Well, it's more of just going over the AD itself anyway, more than actually writing. But yeah, so a dude unites a city divided totally with the help of two other dudes. That's basically and you could build it out a bit more with like, well, what is Dallas? Where is Dallas? Texas, a city. And it's like, yeah, you would get into more of where's Dallas? Again, like the history of the city, the different parts of it. So and I was imagining, the kingdoms would just be different parts of the city. So like you have like okay, the railroad people, hypothetically, the factory people, the politician, the mayor, the bankers. And again, as the metaphor goes, they're all different, kingdoms. And I don't think there's anything of the oil people.
Oil people?
Yeah, the oil people. Again, the
Oh, like the rock, not the Rockefellers, but like the.
Rockefellers were oil people.
Oh, okay, then, yeah.
Rockefellers. And yeah, the current period. And again, like again, you could do the different districts of it, like so there's Central Dallas,
Hmm.
Uptown. Yeah, it's man, it's basically world building, which is pretty intensive, but you know, well, yeah, and it just kind of leads you like all these different neighborhoods, you know.
Yeah.
And again, you got Fort Worth. But yeah, that's the world the show would be set, and it's just a world based on this.
Hmm.
But how do I put it? Where is it? Where's my guy? Let's see. Birth and parentage. Where is? Yeah, so you don't have much. Yeah, this is how he conquered China.
Hmm.
Yeah, see, look at that. He avenged his poor treatment as a child, hostage there, seeking out and killing his enemies.
Mm.
Like that's cool.
Yeah, no, and this was during the which dynasty exactly?
This is the first time his was the first. He's the
Mm.
whole reason why China has an emperor.
Oh, okay. Word. So this is BC, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing BC.
Yeah, he captures a royal family and
Hmm.
uh
A guy on YouTube. His name who am I trying to think of? But he over explained. Do you know that guy?
were explained.
Where is it? Yeah. He's really good history videos.
Yeah, you mentioned him.
So yeah, oversimplified rather. Sorry,
I
oversimplified.
know. Yeah, there we go. Oversimplified.
Rather. Yeah. But he has a good I think episode on the Chinese or just like yeah, the three kingdoms, that's what it is, of China. So I don't really know if it starts like as far back as this, but
Oh, this is way far back.
mhm.
Wait.
Yeah, I saw one day that said 184 AD, so that's pretty. That is.
Let's see here. See what it gets into.
Mhm.
Saw what was going on and began to riot. The emperor and his brother were forced to flee the city, which was now in flames, and
How is
the
this?
feared, nasty, tyrannical riot. The emperor and from drought and starvation. Eunuchs were all massacred. The peasants, who were still suffering from drought
Yeah.
and starvation, saw what was going on
So let's see. Three Kingdoms.
and self-serving. This video was made possible by Total War 3 Kingdoms, a brand new strategy game from the multi-award-winning Total War series. Support my channel available now in China. Village Square, your crops. History may be was formed. Throughout China's history, it becomes
Yeah, this is all
new
mythical
dynasty
stuff.
to rise.
All right.
Following this pattern, the Xia dynasty, new trade routes, and getting
Here we
they
go.
sort of just fell apart and was replaced by the Zhou, who liked iron and philosophy. But that one sort of just fell apart and was replaced by the Qin, who liked building walls and people made out of rock. But they were pretty tyrannical from the start and were quickly replaced by the Han, who liked creating new trade routes and getting in touch with their emotions. In line with this pattern, the Han dynasty came about under the strong and popular leadership of Emperor Gaozu. The dynasty remained firmly in place for over 4 centuries and was considered a golden age in Chinese history, developing new forms of art, political thinking, technology. Oh, looks like all the leaders got corrupt. See, probably the biggest problem in ancient China's political system that allowed so much corruption to come about all the time was a little something called court culture. Let me explain. Imagine for me, if you will, that you are the son of the Chinese emperor.
Yeah, I think so. Three Kingdoms, I think, because I was actually honest. I was actually looking at the stuff for inspiration for sci-fi stuff as well.
Mm.
Of again, I guess the Mass Effect Star Wars variety. Well, yeah, more Star Trekky actually.
Hmm.
Less good movie shit. Three Kingdoms. Yeah, here we go. So 60 years and 220 to 280. So
Okay, wait.
but yeah, basically that's the show. Yeah, we didn't do much writing.
Hmm.
Uh
Well, but you know what? Isn't that how it goes sometimes?
well no, it's more yeah, it's because I guess because it's such a big idea, it's kind of hard.
Just like
Like
really
for,
jump right into it.
yeah, at least with a movie where it's like, oh, it's 90 minutes, you know.
Hmm.
Like this is more of talking about, I guess, what the show could be
Yeah. Right, I
without
feel that.
making any decisions as to like, oh, well, what is the show? What is the show now? You know.
Yeah, I feel it.
But yeah, man. Yeah, because the next, yeah, so the two other episodes we were gonna do was the thriller and a horror, basically.
Hmm.
Both were movies, so both are a lot, obviously. Shorter
Hmm.
is a very blunt word, but I guess you get the point.
That's true. I know exactly what you mean. No worries.
Yeah, man. What are you about to do now?
Maybe make some food. Yeah. I think I'm
Wow.
gonna make this peanut chicken curry, some rice.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
How long does that take you to do?
it's gonna take me like an hour and a half. Yeah, that's maybe yeah. But the thing is, you make a thing of it. I was gonna listen to some music. You know what I mean? Have a few drinks perhaps, and then the end of the fruits of my labor, I get to eat. And it's gonna be good. I think. Just gotta. I think I have some peanut butter at Una's house, and I don't want to buy it. Or maybe I can just buy one for myself, and she can keep that peanut butter. You know, I'm gonna do that. There we go. All right, bang. And then I got so I'm excited for this, just because like I haven't had it in a minute, and it's a type of thing where I like to have dishes a lot that you can just put over rice and eat over rice. So it's just like, oh, yeah. So it's a perfect kind of thing. You squeeze a lot, chop up some cilantro, sprinkle it on top. Really
Cilantro.
nice.
What's cilantro again?
Cilantro is an herb,
Herb.
so it's kind of looks like parsley,
You're
but it
making
has a
me-
noticeably it has a I don't want to say it just has a very particular taste, and some people like it, or you either like it or you don't like it, or some people think it tastes like some people to them it tastes like soap, and I'm like, you're missing out because cilantro is great. I think it tastes like soap, but yeah. So, and so it's used in a lot of like Hispanic dishes or Mexican dishes, but also you see it sometimes in like they have cilantro in like banh mi, or so you see it in a lot of you can see it in some Asian dishes too. So, yeah. And the spice version of it is coriander. And in the UK, they call cilantro coriander. So.
Why the difference? Why call it
It's a
different?
good question. Huh?
Why
Yeah,
call
well,
it a different thing?
I don't know, but it's just like in the UK they call it an aubergine instead of an eggplant, and in
What
French
do they
it's
call
aubergine.
it? Excuse
Yeah,
me.
aubergine. It's the same thing in French.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
you know
very
they
similar.
well the French
The history between they're so closely related.
Intertwined.
Just so much so that the words yeah.
and so if I want a eggplant parmesan, what do I say in
Yeah, aubergine. Yeah, that's what you say in French. And if you want an eggplant parm in England, I guess
what do you call it? What do you
yeah,
say?
eggplant parm or aubergine parm. I guess it depends on the part that you're from.
Hey mate, can I have an aubergine farm
Yeah, yeah, maybe if you're lucky,
with some
maybe they got it
tea
there. And what else?
and a side of biscuits?
I don't know if all that would go together.
You want some
Maybe.
biscuits and
Yeah, a
fish and
couple.
chips?
Fish and chips is really good. I do like fish and chips quite a bit. With some
Um,
tartar sauce. It's cod, so
some cod.
yeah, it's
yeah.
a nice cut of cod, and I'm not a huge fan of mushy peas. I don't think, but yeah, other than that.
Mushy peas. That's a British thing as well.
Oh yeah, it accompanies the fish and chips. So
Right. Before I almost forgot to play the music. Let me pull it
oh
back.
yeah, play Broken
Play,
Bottles by Benny the Butcher.
Oh shit. Okay, what song?
Is that what you mean? No.
I was like, no, I'm
Unless-
glad you meant because I was like, should we? Yeah, okay. What's the song now?
Well, I don't know if it matches
Maybe
well,
the
but
butcher.
broken bottles.
Broken bottles. Oh man.
It's good. He spit some real shit. It's crime. It's in the genre.
Right. Let's fucking add. Holy shit. All right, here we go.
Mm.
Look, yo, I got a large bag of clips, hard hats and sticks. Squad tagging shit, y'all catching tips. You leave the house, have some sense, nigga. Grab a blick. My little homie left without it, and they ain't get the dap you since. My slime think I'm homie, so he call me bloody. It's a blessing when your plug let you shorty 20. On parole, I was going all in with 10. These funny hustlers out here owing more than they spend. She fuck with you, you buy a Chanel watch. She fly.
What am I looking for here?
Hmm?
I'm looking at the lyrics as well.
He's describing the life of a drug dealer.
So let's see here. I got a large bag of clips, hard hats, sticks. You leave the house. Oh wow. My little homie left without his blick and I ain't get to dap him since.
Yeah, he just said that. This is like heartbreaking to hear. And I live later on in the song, he talks about how like one of his like younger like relatives, a cousin or something, like he caught him with a bunch of like drugs, like work and stuff like that. And instead of being mad at him, he like taught him how to do it like properly, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, his I think his younger brother died, or like one of his brothers died. It was like shot.
That's so
So.
cool. That's that's so cool. But no, this is
It's good. He's a good storyteller. He's a good rhymer.
no, I mean this is poetry.
Playing stuff. And if you see him in interviews, he's a very like composed, like smart guy. So
Right. Oh, he was on Snoop Dogg was on Joe Rogan. He was on Snoop Dogg's thing.
Yeah,
All right, he's growing up kind of.
Yeah, no, they're definitely. I like their sound. They have that gritty New York sound that like was kind of missing for a little bit, you know. And it's funny because they're from Buffalo, so it's just like
No, that's really funny because Buffalo is like.
Yeah, we were both there, dude. He was probably trapping when we were up there. What I thought about.
Well, it's all
Right?
again so big because we were both up there. We both know that it's not like very cosmopolitan, I guess is the word.
No, I mean I feel like some areas, you know, it's trying to be spruced up. You get to see it, but I don't know.
Well, like so it including or containing people from many different countries. Like that isn't exactly Buffalo. Like it's a city, but it's not like the metropolis that I'm used to.
Yeah, I feel you.
Which is fine. It doesn't have to be, but
yeah, that's why I thought of that. I was like, oh, this dude's talking about all this stuff.
Yeah,
he got out of the way, and then it's funny just because like Devin earlier was saying like, oh, in Power, like the guy was like doing all this, and now he's trying
again, it's just for whatever reason, whether it's a king or a gangbanger or a drug dealer or any time there's power involved, they usually get these narratives that I guess keep popping up. Like again, corruption, especially having power over others, mentorship, which you just talked about with the his little brother, betrayal.
No, for real, exactly.
No, it's all interesting shit. I'm looking at Buffalo now. Yeah, it's funny. I guess like a city like Dallas is in between Buffalo and New York, you know.
Yeah, kind of, right?
But I think it probably leans closer to New York though, in terms of just because like I don't Buffalo feels very like small, you know. Like it's hard to compare it to.
Kinda, it does.
to the next biggest city, which is like more than like 10 times its size in terms of population. Definitely more than 10.
Buffalo. How many people are in Buffalo?
In Buffalo, like 100,000, like around 100,000.
Oh my god.
In the city proper. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like it's 278,000, but like
In the metropolitan area, or
that is literally smaller than 10%.
Is it? Yeah, is it? Maybe smaller than Staten Island?
It is smaller than Staten Island. Yes.
No, so there we
What
go.
the hell? Yeah, by half. We're twice as big, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the most populated by.
Yeah, exactly. By quite a bit, too.
Good lord. Well, yeah. The other song we're gonna play to close us out is anything else? Well, yeah, I guess that's basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, so yeah, I guess I'll say this before I start playing the goddamn music is, again, all these things, it's also tough because I wanted to introduce again what the purpose of writing a crime drama even is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't, to my mind, it doesn't make sense to just go, all right, so there's this dude.
Yeah.
Got a gun.
Yeah.
Got a bang, 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 bang.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any amount of sense to me.
No.
Without
you
any
gotta I think that document to that part of the
like why why write a crime drama? Just go from there. That's
mm-hmm.
so that makes more sense to me. Point being, I guess in the future we could come back to this idea and just actually work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, yeah, I gotta say, we have a lot of episodes. We still have to do the sketch show and all that sort of stuff. But on that note, this is Flying Lotus. This is actually one of my favorite albums ever made. So
really,
I'll stop recording. We'll be here afterwards. But thanks for joining the program, Jared.
Of course.
But you didn't join the program. You are part of the program. I know. Like last time Sheik was on.
Sheik was on. Yeah. No, I feel that.
I said, hey, thanks for being on the program, but we are the program. So, yeah. So next episode will be whenever.
Mm-hmm.
And have a good night, fellas. Or good day, whenever you're listening. Bye, guys. Bye, world. Bye.